Welcome back to my channel, and today we will be doing something new to my channel. We are going to be a first impressions video of new to me drugstore products. Okay, so as you can probably see, the setup has been changed from the intro, but that is because, of course, with the magic of editing, the intro is something that I have filmed afterwards. But so we're doing something a bit different today. So this is sort of first impressions of new to me drugstore products that I have been buying recently, and I thought it would be fun to put these in one video all together. Some of these are actually new products to the market altogether, but I will specify with each product that are these like sort of new to me or new to the market in general. But before, so let's get to actually like trying out the products. So first one is this one. So this is the Profusion, I believe this was called Mauve's 10 Shades palette. So Profusion was a brand that originally there was like, they brought the liquid blushes to quite many of our retailers, like I think it was like a year ago or so, and now we actually have a local retailer that has like a, there's like now a proper Profusion shelves in our few of our stores. It seems that we won't be getting, because I know, for example, in the US you have quite a lot of these sort of special edition products, and it seems that our stores aren't getting those, but there just seems to be like their staple line of products altogether. The price of these 10 shade ones were, I paid 14 euros and 32 cents. However, I did get a client discount on this one, so I think the original price was somewhere like in 16 euros. And very interested to now see that how is this worth is it the price. I think in terms of shades we will be going through, I will be popping out a swatch video after I have done the eyeshadow look, so you will be able to see the sort of swatches. And how I like to do my eyeshadow is that I usually have to fix up the sort of side of the eyes with the concealer, so if it looks kind of messy, it is just the way that I do my eyeshadow. So I first lay out the shadow and then I sort of go out afterwards and fix it with a concealer to get the final look. But yeah, these do actually have a shade name, so I will be able to tell which shade I'm using, and I think I will be starting out with the shade Lovely here, and we'll be using that as a crease color. And I was very prepared apparently, because I didn't even get out my brushes. If someone has ever used what kind of brushes I use, I have sort of a mix from BH Cosmetic brushes, and then I bought one of the like big Beauty Bay brush sets when those have been available. So I do have there's been like several, and then there are some other like random brands that I have gotten in sort of gifts with purchases and so on. But let's try with this one. So let's go with the shade Lovely, and I'd say first impression, this isn't my first time trying Profusion eyeshadow. I have actually, it's a few years ago I was visiting abroad, and Profusion, there was a store that had like more Profusion selection, and I did try, and I think it was pretty decent for a drugstore eyeshadow, but this is a bit powdery, but that was perhaps something that I was expecting. But there is quite a lot of I'd say pigment, and at least the sort of crease shade is blending out okay. If someone's wondering what is the eyeshadow base that I use in my videos, so I use the Butterscotch sort of eye base. I think that has been something that suits sort of my eyeshadow lid type altogether, so it's something that doesn't like set down to a point that it's too drying, but in the same time it does give a nice grip to the shadow and sort of cleans out evens out the eyeshadow base. And yeah, so first impression, at least from this sort of all over the crease shade, is that there is quite a lot of kick up here and in the pan. So yeah, next let's go to the, I'm trying to see which kind of look. I think we will be using two matte shades, and I want to try out a couple of the shimmer shades. So let's go a bit I'd say pink mauves today. So next I will put this Monsoon shade, and I will use this to deepen up the sort of outer corner of my eyes. So not something to, I mean, I'm filming this on Sunday, and after this there will be a sort of collective haul video that I will be in. Yeah, these are very powdery. There's also some shadow on my mirror now, so just something you should be aware of. This is, I'd say it's... I think I am able to build this up. I was a bit skeptic when I put the first layer, but I can get some definition. Not so sure with the sort of tan to deep skin tone how these shadows would work, at least without a white base, because I'd say first impressions, these do pack a punch, like they do, like there is color to them, and these aren't like hard to work with, but these don't seem to, like, there seems to be a limit to how deep you are able to get these. Let's clean that up a little, blend it out a little bit. I mean, it kinda, yeah, they sort of kinda, I mean, I think there is some definition, and it does give some depth, but altogether I do say that this color story, it is quite sort of light to mid-tone leaning, so there isn't like any super deep shade, at least within this palette. Next, let's try a couple of the shimmers. So I will put one of the shimmers in the outer corner and one of the shimmers in the middle of the lid. And for the outer corner, let's try this Persona shimmer up here. And with this one, I will use my fingers, because I think that's gonna be the best one. With a finger application, I'd say it shows up and it doesn't feel too... I'd say these are quite average shimmers. I mean, I do like the result. It does give a nice... I think, give a nice shine lamp. I mean, these are not like super... I'm gonna see if I can actually help to some of the... Like, I think these are quite nice traditional shimmers, like nothing super shiny or sparkly, but you can kinda... There is like, you will get some nice shine, but nothing too like... If you're used to like super sparkly in the shadows, these are definitely those. And now to the sort of like more middle of the sort of eyelid, I will use this one. So this is the Ooh La La shade up here. And that has some like, it has this sort of gold reflecting sparkles in it, so I think that's gonna be a bit more, it's gonna be quite fitting to the sort of middle part, inner part of the lid. I think from the like shimmers, there are like also a couple of like, there's altogether like 4 shimmers in this one, though the, you will see it on the hand swatches, but the two sort of ones that are, the two other ones are quite, these sort of look more like inner corner shades or something that you would use in your sort of brow bone to highlight it, but I think this one, the Ooh La La shade, I think is the standout. I can actually also do a hand swatch of it, so you are hopefully able to kinda... There's like a golden sparkle in it, in the sort of light pink base. But yeah, I'm gonna... let's see... Yeah, I'm gonna go now off camera and clean up the sort of edges with the concealer, and then we will get actually back with the mascara that I want to show you today. Okay, so we got the eyes now. I think this is the best I will be able to make it do with the eyeshadow. First impressions about the Profusion palette. I will have to try out the other shades, how they work, but I do think that this is more a palette that will suit, I'd say, like fair to medium skin tone people, because I do think that the palette has quite... There isn't like any deep shades, all the shades are either light and mid-tone shades, but I will be having the Profusion palette in sort of a collective review video at some point, and will sort of tell my final thoughts about it. But now the mascara, and this is actually a new mascara in the market, so this is the L'Oreal Panorama mascara, and I have actually tried this now a bit over a week. However, I don't usually like to sort of tell any impressions, at least in the first couple of days that I'm trying a new mascara, because I do feel that every mascara needs sort of a couple of days to a week to the formula to get some air, and then you will actually like see what the results of it is, but like what the actual performance of the mascara is. About the mascara one, so this is, it has this sort of really sort of spiky sort of triangular wand. Something I can already say, the wand isn't, I'm not a fan of like plastic wands in general, but particularly with this one, the applicator, this is very like spiky. And they are these sort of very sharp spikes that if you get these even like close to your eyeballs when you're applying your mascara, it's actually gonna hurt. So that is sort of just a consideration. If you have very sensitive eyes, this might not be the mascara for you. But I'm now gonna go apply this sort of, and you will see. And with this one, I have noticed that with 2 to 3 layers, if you wanna get the full impact of it. And I do have to say that something I have been like I do think that while mascara commercials, they do try to make all sort of very outlandish claims, I do feel that with this one the advertising has been quite on to the point in terms of what it is. So this really is more sort of an, I'd say, lengthening and defining mascara, which I do believe is what L'Oreal advertises this as, and I do believe that they might be advertising this as a tubing mascara. So, but don't quote me on that, because I'm not 100% sure, but I think that might have been something that I saw in the sort of AdWords. So this is how it's looking after 2 coats, and now I'm gonna add a 3rd one, because I am also someone who does need a bit of volume, and this isn't, like, this definitely isn't a volumizing mascara, but to get at least some sort of like impact with my lash type, I do need the 3rd layer. But I'd say for the lengthening effect and the sort of definition effect, the 2, if that's what you're looking for in terms of your lashes, then this 2 coats, I'd say, is enough. But if you need also to have some extra volume, then you will need 3rd layer. I do like how easy this is for the separating the lashes, so I do think that the wand, sort of how it's designed, is pretty good for that. And this is also a mascara that I do think that it does layer quite well, so you are able to build it up, because I do know that some mascara formulas, they don't layer as well. So yeah, that's the mascara after 3 coats. I'm gonna do the other lash now, and then I will sort of give sort of like final first thoughts, and then we will be, I think, moving to the sort of cheap products. Sort of my after first week impression of the Panorama mascara. So this cost around, depending the place you at least buy it in my country, between, I think the cheapest that I have seen, this is somewhere around 15 euros, and the most expensive is somewhere around 18 euros. However, because this is sold quite widely, I do think you can grab this on offer on quite many places if you're just patient enough to wait. Overall, like I said, for the sort of first week after impressions, I like the lengthening definition effect. This is quite close to, I think, what they advertise it this has to be, but if you need volumizing, then with this one, I don't think you get that a lot with this one. But yeah, now let's get to the complexion products, and I just realized that I should have maybe powdered, but oh well, we'll do the powder afterwards. So if you ever wonder how my base routine is like, I actually do like to apply the powder after I put the foundation and concealer in, but we'll do it in the other order. So another sort of first product, and this again isn't new in the market, but this is new to me. So this is the MUA Makeup Academy. This is their cream bronzer. I think this is one of those products that has been very sort of popular on online platforms, sort of TikTok and so on. I chose the shade, and now I have to like look behind it. This is in the shade Butterscotch. So this is I think the lightest shade, at least which they had available in like our retailer. Let's do first a bit of a hand swatch. Ooh, this feels quite oily. So that's how the shade is looking like. This is the same hand that I have swatched the eyeshadow, so if I have tried to wipe off the eyeshadow from underneath it, but if the shade looks kinda strange, it's probably because there's some still eyeshadow pigment remaining under it. But first impressions, let's see, is this a bit, this could be a bit too yellow toned for me, but it feels very emollient, I'd say is the right word. So it is one of those more, I'd say this reminds me quite a lot about the Revolution cream bronzer that has been quite popular, and from which I said that I did like the formula, however the undertone of it wasn't right. And let's see if the undertone of this suits me. I do think it's light enough for my skin tone. How I'm gonna do this, so here is my sort of bronzer contouring brush, and usually I just dig it into these sort of packaging, and I will stamp some to the back, stamp sort of the excess product to my hand, so we won't get too. Let's see how this is going to. Ooh, yeah, okay. We have definitely some product showing up, so that's good. Let's try the other side. There's a nice scent to this one. I'm not usually a fan of scent in sort of any type of scents in my makeup product, but it has sort of an vanilla-like scent. Are we sort of even now? I have to check. Maybe a bit more in the other. So first impressions on the formula, it is quite smooth, I'd say. It is quite comfortable feeling. Now I'm gonna do under my chin. Just to hide the double chin. Which I'm going to sort of even out the under chin area. I will just use my other brush to sort of even it out. So the bronzer shade altogether, I do say that it is a bit yellow, but on the other hand it is quite light, so quite light even for my skin tone. So I will have to keep trying this out and sort of see how it looks in different kind of light, because obviously now I have my kitchen lights on, I have the ring light over there, and then there's even some natural light coming from the window this time of the day, but I have to see how it will look in different sort of lighting conditions. But overall, I would say first impressions, the formula feels very nice. It feels very like easy, it glides quite easily. I would imagine this will also work quite well with a sponge applicator, but also with a brush. So in terms of formula, first impressions quite nice, but the shade we will have to see later on how I feel about that one. Next, something that has been in my sort of drawers living quite long. So this is another Profusion product, and this is their Blush Hour Liquid Blushes, and this was also something that, this was like the first Profusion products that they sort of brought into our stores, and I think because these were quite popular for like over a year, then one of our retailers decided that they will get like more products from the ranges. These have been sitting in my drawer for over a year now, so as I already discussed in my sort of blush declutter collection video that's up on my channel, like declutter playlist, that this year I will focus on like trying all the sort of liquid blushes that I've been like just sitting there waiting, and so I can determine that will I want to declutter these or not. And I think with this one we will be also using a brush, and now I will get the sort of an denser blush brush. This, I think this was a BH Cosmetics holiday brush from one of their holiday collections. I'm thinking, will I put this straight to my cheeks or what I will do? I think I will do it so that I will put it in the back palm of my hand and then I will pick it up with a... so this is how it... Sorry, the bronzer is there, but you should see that. That's quite a bright pink shade. Which shade is this in? Rose, okay, yeah. And then I will stamp it. I think this feels... Okay, this is sheer, so sheer that we will have to do it like... Yeah, this is very sheer. I have another shade, so I'm not gonna make like final conclusions, but if that's also... I mean, the shade is quite pretty, but it's... yeah. I'm getting to be feeling that it's also the other shade, even though it's actually a bit darker that I have, but... So I wouldn't definitely for my, because if you probably watch my channel, you know that I like a more pigmented blush. So already I'm gonna say that if the other shade that I have, it's actually somewhere here, I have it in the Bellini shade. This one, this is like a more orangey brownish one, but if it is as watery, if the formula is as watery as this one, then this probably isn't going to be something that I'm gonna be a big fan of, but oh well, let's do the... and I wouldn't use a sponge with this formula because already with a brush this is quite... Already like even I'm using a denser brush that shouldn't really take out so much of the pigment, so with a sponge I'd imagine this will be even more. The finish is quite pretty, so I'm already gonna say this is probably more suited for those people who like their blush to be more buildable. On the buildable side, and I'm already thinking that maybe for someone with a deeper skin tone, I don't know if you would be able to build this. Because I do have to layer quite... I have to layer quite a lot of this to get it to... And now some of it is creeping too. I really like checking that do I have any pigment on my cheeks right now, because it's... Okay, so this isn't a winner for me. I'm just gonna be honest. For me this is like, it's a very beautiful, like if you like sort of a flush on the cheek kind of look, but for my makeup taste, this... I really need to layer this quite a lot, and I have a very fair skin tone. I'm gonna keep trying this and the Bellini shade that I have now in my 2-week rotations, but if after 2 weeks I feel that this is just too much work, I will just declutter the shades and not wait to another declutter video, because so far I'm not impressed with this one, but again I will be like waiting for this, and I will be getting back from this in a like sort of a collective review that I do like to do from like sort of all other except like palette products usually, but... Yeah, first impressions not impressed, but the finish is, like I said, if you like the more sort of flushed, is it like the sort of clean girl, natural girl kind of look, then this could maybe be good. Okay, I'm gonna pop on the highlighter and some powder, and then lastly we will get to the sort of lip product that I have for this video. So for the lip product, and if you want to roast me about this, then go ahead. So, I roasted this on my makeup news video saying that I will not buy it because I don't like the idea of a lip plumping or any kind of lip products that make my lips hurt. And then I went on and bought the NYX Duck plumping. Are these technically lip lacquers or lip glosses? Well, we will soon see about that. Then I was on store, and there was like the store that it was the same like shopping trip that I bought the Profusion palette, so I knew there was a client discount weekend and I was able to get minus 20% off, and then I saw these were on display, and then I went on and swatched this one. So this is the Mauve shade called 08 Mauve My Way Out, and it looked very pretty, and then I was like that, oh well, I will get it because it looks pretty, and I'm terrified. I'm terrified, to be honest. When I did swatch this, at least when swatched, it didn't feel like it was burning my hand or something like that. But yeah, welcome to roast me on that one, because I was the one who told that this is a ridiculous product and we shouldn't be altogether making lip products that burn or sting or do anything else to our lips. But here we are. So I'm just gonna use an Essence lip liner, which is not new in my collection or new in the market, but I actually think this is gonna be quite good. Yeah, I think the lip liner is a quite a good shade match. I always have trouble lining my lips evenly because I have some texture on this side, which makes it difficult to get them even. But now to this product, and I'm scared. And these are very pigmented, so that's why I'm interested that will this settle down or anything like that. I will have to clean up the other side of my lip, but oh god, these do burn. There is an, yeah, this burns. It's not unbearable, but my god, yeah. I haven't tried the Too Faced lip injection, which is about like the worst of the stinging lip glosses, so I can't compare, but there is definitely a burn. So if you have sensitive lips, please don't buy this stuff. But I'm gonna clean up the other side because I did notice that the lip liner went a bit wonky on this side, and then we will get back to the sort of like final conclusions of everything that I tried on this first impressions video. Okay, so the lips are gonna be what they are today, but yeah, altogether I'd say from the products, like what I perhaps like the most, I do say that the MUA Cream Bronzer, even though the shade might be a bit off for me, but I do think the formula of this is feels very nice, and it was very easy to work with, so I will be excited to try this out more and give them my final review of it. And also, I do say that the Loreal mascara, even though I would prefer my mascaras to be the sort of more, have also a volumizing effect, I do sort of like the sort of definition and separation and the length that this does give, even though the sort of spiky wand applicator isn't my favorite. But the sort of middle of the pack, I'd say, is this one. I definitely will have to try out this Profusion palette more. I do think for a drugstore, and especially what's available, for example, me in my country, I do think that this is quite like a decent drugstore palette. Do I think that if I would have to have bought this at the full price, which is I think around like 16 euros or something, maybe not. I would like to say that the sort of 12 to 14 euros is actually something I do think that this is the worth. The sort of, this is like, should be the price of this one, but I will be trying out the rest of the shades because this is now in my makeup rotation, so I will be able to then give a final review. Sort of not not perhaps the fans of the sort of the great first impressions, so obviously the Profusion Blush, as I said, this is just, at least based on the first try, this isn't for my blush preferences, but we will be getting back to this one. And yeah, I feel like a clown. This, like, it's on my lips and I can feel that, like, I can manage with the burning sensation. I don't know that does this look make my lips look any like plumper or better, but yeah, you will feel this one. And actually, because you can't exactly avoid getting some of the during the day, like during your day, it's if you eat and drink, you will get some of this in your mouth area, and actually the burning sensation, it sort of spreads. So it also spreads to like the insides of your mouth, so be careful when you consume food or drinks if you're wearing this one, because this is yeah, it's bearable, but it is not pleasant, and the burn is not something that goes away, but it's like it's a constant thing, so this is just painful. But yeah, I say overall, in terms of first impressions, I would give these things a grade of, from altogether, like from 5 stars, I will give like 3 stars, because there were like some products that were okay and I liked, and then there were like products that are just very, very painful to wear. But anyway, comment down below what have been sort of your first sort of new products that you have been trying out lately, and how have you been liking them. If you want to see more videos like this one, then press the like button, subscribe to my channel, and ring the bell if you want to get notifications from my future videos. You can also find me with the same nickname, Makeup Hedgehog, on my Instagram account. I hope I will see you again in another video soon. Bye bye!